Antt-Man and the Wasp, Marvel's Antt-Man and the Wasp. Good movie. Almost a great movie. Starring Paul Rudd, Evangeline Lilly, Michael Pena, Hannah John-Kamen, Michelle Pfeiffer, Laurence Fishburne, and Michael Douglas. That's Henry Pena. They did a little part in the movie where they make him young. They also made Laurence Fishburne young for flashbacks. It's kind of good. I mean, it's kind of cool that they do that, but people are catching up to the technology. You can see that it's being done. I mean, because you know what Michael Douglas and Laurence Fishburne look like. When you see them young, you're like, they CGI'd that. Great book. If you get the chance, Amazon. Pick it up. This movie is a heist movie. It's also a pretty good car chase. Pretty long car chase, actually. And it's a superhero game of tag. I enjoyed it, especially the keep away part. It kind of reminded me of the Wonder Woman movie, where the Amazons are trying to keep the mother box away from the villain. Kind of like that. They were all trying to keep a certain object away from each other. It was pretty good. And so what happens is Pym thinks that the Wasp, the original Wasp, is still alive and he can get to her. So he has to build this time cop-esque tunnel and car so that he can travel back, through the multiverse, the microverse, and see if he can pick her up, throw her in the car, bring her back, all aboard type deal. Scott's in his final days. Scott's Antt-Man, of course. He's in his final days, last 2 or 3 days of his probation. And he's got an ankle bracelet on. They're going to take it off. Ankle bracelet can tell them where he's at. It's pretty accurate. He steps 1 foot out of line. They know something's wrong. They come to see him. But he has to travel all over the place with Michael Douglas and the Wasp. So how does he do it? No spoilers. You got to watch the movie and see. But it's pretty ingenious. Pena is super funny in this. He was funny in the other one. He's equally funny in this one. I enjoyed his humor. He does that speed storytelling thing again, and it's hilarious. Then in comes the ghost, and she's got powers where she can't be touched. She can become intangible, where things pass through her. And the heroes can't be touched because they can shrink down real quick. So you're throwing a punch at her, your hand passes through. She throws a punch at you, you shrink down and she misses. So there's a lot of thrown punches where nobody hits anybody. But it's cool the way they did the choreography and meshed in these supervillain and superheroes' powers to make a pretty good fight. If you had these powers, how would you fight? They built their own little fighting styles. And that was kind of cool. Bill Foster, Dr. Bill Foster, is in this. And if you don't know, Dr. Bill Foster is one of the early African-American superheroes for Marvel. He goes by the name of Black Goliath. In the movie, they just call him Goliath. But, it was the 70s, so he had to be Black Goliath. So, he's in the movie. And that was kind of cool that they introduced another hero. The Marvel movies, they give you a big chunk, and then they give you a few little spoilers and a few little extras thrown in. It's one of the things that makes their movies good. This movie wasn't great compared to the recent Marvel movies like Black Panther or the new Avengers movie, but compared to most of the movies that are floating around today, it's not that bad. This movie is not that bad. You're going to get action. You're going to get fights, superhero and otherwise. You're going to get a solid movie, I think. It's a nice, solid movie. There's an Easter egg at the end, so you need to stay for the end because there's an Easter egg that connects with the Avengers movie. And it's an uh-oh kind of a moment, and it definitely lets you know that there's going to be an Antt-Man 3. They got to pick the story up. So I would give this movie a good old-fashioned solid 8 bags of popcorn. It wasn't a 9. It was a just over a 7, but it was a nice solid movie. But that's what I think. More importantly, what do you think? Have you seen Antt-Man and the Wasp? Did you like the first one better? Have you seen the first one? Let's talk about it in the comments. And as always, if you like the video, if you like the content, subscribe. And then like.
Popcorn Passport.